Okay, Aquarius. Fresh to death. Yeah. Aquarius, what's going on? Happy Monday. I hope everything's going good for you. So I'm back with you with another collective message, another spiel. So the message that came through for you is you are no longer where you used to be with relationships. For so long you have, taken a path to where when you get into a relationship, you give it your all, you give it your best, you do the thing. But something in the back of your mind, in the back of your head, that small little voice told you to be still and just, like rest for a minute. Let me explain. So you meet somebody and, y'all click. And all of a sudden, you could be a hopeless romantic. You just automatically go to the ending and the fantasizing about how things are going to be between you and this person. And in your mind and in your feels, you feel like, you can do that because that is the, what do you call it? That's the hope. That's the potential. And so you fell in love with that. And, y'all going along and that never manifested. It never prospered. You know what I'm saying? Even with friendships or just like platonic relationships that you get into with other people, it never quite, really wrapped around. It never quite really got on that path, that track. And so, not saying that you were vulnerable, but you could have been in such a vulnerable space that you gave your all, your best, and didn't really get nothing back. So that led you to leaving to that led you to what's the word? That led you to learning, excuse me, child, I'm looking at something else. That led you to like learning a karmic lesson about not only yourself, but about relationships and how to detach from them. Now, more than ever, the energy that you are in when it comes to relationships is guarded, gifted, and self. So it's like this. No. And before you start going there, it's for fun. It is a protective measure to guard and guide that sacred part of you because you have learned that everybody does not deserve that very best part of you. You've learned to detach and move on. You've learned to, you've grown past being so caught up and hung up in your feelings that you can't see the red flags with everybody else. But everybody else on the outside can see you. You've had a change of heart. Bottom of the deck. You've had to change your direction about, how you see things and how you see relationships in that perspective. At this point, you're not given no more than what you're being given. For example, if you meet somebody like online and y'all communicating through text messages online and the conversation starts off with 1 or 2 words, that's exactly what the fuck you're gonna give them to, if not even that. If even a response back. Go look in the bag. I told you go look in the bag. There's a charger in there for you somewhere. All right. You're on a different path. And just know if you thought that you was doing something wrong or whatever, you're not. You're on the right path with these relationships. Because you're not supposed to just, hold tight to every single one because some of that stuff was never meant to serve you. I mean, it wasn't for you to carry in the first place. So you got to change your direction with this. And like I said, you're not, clinging on to the hopes and, to the what ifs and what can be and, this, that, and the third. It is what it is. Like if this person, like I said, they want to text you and talk to you through text or however it is, if the conversation is not there, neither are you. You're not about to sit there and talk to a brick wall, or you're not about to sit there and just even respond. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that some of these people, they don't really know how to talk. they get into your messages and they get into these DMs and they just, pretty much say anything hoping for a response. And you sitting there like, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this? This is not worth my time. This is growth for you. And a little bit, there's nothing wrong with you being conceited, considering what you've gone through in your past. You've grown a great deal. And there's nothing wrong with you being that way. Some of you probably have to be like that now because, like I said, you've been, you've been the one. You've been the one to show up, as who you are, happy, tame, however it is. But people were not ready for that. They don't value true, genuine friendship. They don't value a true, genuine heart. Everything with that always has to be, stepped on, looked over, or whatever. So you got to protect that side of you until that has been given back to you, which is why you are on yourself. And this could be, and this is just not even in love, but I'm getting a strong emphasis on love as well, but just in the workplace as well, just relationships in general. When it comes to that, you're not putting in, you're not giving more than what they are giving back. I know they say that first impressions, are a big deal, but listen, that shit don't apply to you. You just like, okay, let me see what's going on here before I even open my mouth and speak on or interact with or just give my time and my energy to it, because I'm picking up that your time and your time is valuable and it's not to be wasted, and you just don't have time for that. Like I said, you on the know. You know what I'm saying? And this is like a lesson that you had to learn as well. And this changed, something in your heart changed. It's not hardened, it's not closed off. It's just that you had to know how to detach and move on, because we're not meant to stay in these relationships that did not serve you. You got nothing about it. But this taught you how to deal with people in a different way as well. You have a new perspective on life regarding this, and you're good for it. And you're not apologizing for it. And it's like when, you get into these, I don't want to say situationships. You could be somebody that's dating, for instance, and y'all go out and y'all have drinks. And, you're serving self, honey. You're serving womanhood or manhood. You're serving it good. But it's like you're not there for, the X, this sex, this shit, that part. You generally want to get to know somebody before you go on that with them. But you can see it in this person that that's all they want. So right then and there, the conversation is shot. The date is done and you're ready to go home as well. You're ready to do the dash out the front door. Like, where is the exit at? Like, come on. You're not playing with these. You're not playing. You ain't playing with yourself, For my women, you like my girl Mary B, you just ain't running up in me. You're more focused on yourself. You care for yourself. Because in the, I hate saying the past, but back in the days, you gave more. You did for others. You cared for others. You did, for yourself in ways as well, but it wasn't as much as you gave to others and all that. So you had to cut that snotting and that shit out real fast, because Spirit was like, the takeaway is you. They take more than what they want to give and hold on to. Yeah, these people were holding back, see? They were holding back from you, always. And you were always that special friend that was always, you was always good within yourself. But you were always looking out for others in other ways more than one that they couldn't appreciate or even begin to develop. It was always about them and what they wanted. Yep. No matter what, you had a fondness for these people. You had adoration. And these people couldn't see that. All they can see is what they can get up out of you as well. And so you had to change the trajectory. You had to do the algebra on their ass. You had to come back with the calculus on their ass. Everybody ain't with that shit. You really have to switch it up. You have to stop playing checkers, yeah, and start playing chess, because this madness has you stressed. Yeah, like I said, you are the sunshine in their life. And now they don't. But now they want to know what's happening, what's good, what's up, where you been, and you just like this, not moving. Like, what you want? You're conceited, you know. You're conceited, fam, when it comes to your energy, when it comes to you, when it comes to your destiny, when it comes to your love, when it comes to things that matter, when it comes to just you in general. You are conceited as hell, as you should be, and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like people who are conceited, they wear it and they wear it well. And it's not so much as an ego type thing, but yeah, you coming behind that is a power. Because for so long, you've been open and given in a way that people would acknowledge, but they wouldn't acknowledge it like in the public. Like it'd be behind closed doors, or they want that shit for themselves. But it's like now they want to come in and explain away their thoughts and their actions, and you just like, yeah, okay, Two of Swords. You're like, yeah. I don't know. Somebody here did the math and figured out that you was a real one with the Ace of Cups here. And now they want that old thing back in your life. And you just like, Queen of Swords energy, you just like, yeah, you're very intelligent. You know, you're very smart. You're very analytical, logical. The Queen of Swords is no bullshit. She got her sword up. She's like, okay, I'll listen to what you got to say, but don't come with none of that bullshit because you're getting cut off. Like, it's over before it even started with you. So it's like if you either come correct or you don't come at all. Real talk. Yeah. And you standing on business with that. Judgment and the King of Wands. You either come correct or you don't come at all. Even especially with friends. And I'm telling you, this is like a defense mechanism because you had to learn this for life. This is with anything and anyone. You've learned to franchise out your energy as well because you learned that you are a franchise. You are vital. You are valued. You are important. And you have to start treating that as such, okay? Friends, family, lovers alike, everybody got to be on the same page when it comes to you because you are that one. Not the two or not the three, but that one. All right? And that is your vibe. That is your energy. And this is why you detach, because so much so when you are in your emotions, when you do have feelings for these people, it's not reciprocated, you know? It's not taken in, it's not valued, it's taken advantage of. So now, you don't let them stuck, reflecting, thinking, wishing. Some of them wishing that they was your woman, or that they was back in your life again. They wish they can cross paths with you. But like I said, this is your answer. And now you are the one who is detached and moving on and have moved on. Like my girl Mary B, who just ain't running up in me, all right? Aquarius, that has been your message, a little spiel today from Spirit, okay? Because these messages are coming through like no other, and I got to get them out here. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope this resonated for real. Hit that like button. Leave a little comment, say hi. Let me know that you're listening, that you're feeling it, and subscribe if you to the channel for more content. And that's the vibe, and I will see you later.